now start the official ceremony. Please rise to make welcome to our academic procession, and please remain standing until the national anthems finish.
Và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu buổi lễ. Xin quý vị đứng lên để đón đoàn diễu hành và giữ nguyên tư thế đứng cho đến khi quốc ca hai nước Việt Nam và Úc kết thúc.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our academic procession.
Xin mời quý vị chào đón đoàn diễu hành.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of RMIT Vietnam, Professor Gail MacDonald.
A warm welcome to the 2015 graduation ceremony at the Vietnam campus of RMIT University. I'd like to acknowledge the Deputy Chancellor, Janet Latchford, Vice Chancellor Martin Bean, CBE, Member of the RMIT Council, Gary Hogan, members of the Vice Chancellor's Executive, Mr. John McAnulty, AM, RMIT Vietnam staff, students, family members, and distinguished guests. It is always a great pleasure for me to stand before a group of students who have worked so hard to reach this important milestone in their life, and to say congratulations to each and every one of you. And congratulations too to all the parents and family members who are here with us today. I'm sure this is a moment that you will treasure for the rest of your lives. The day when all the effort and personal sacrifice of the past few years has finally paid off. At RMIT Vietnam, we go beyond teaching technical and professional skills. We help students to critically think for themselves, to solve problems, to be creative, and to develop themselves personally. The success of this approach is one of the major reasons why our graduates are so highly sought after by employers in Vietnam and around the world. No matter whether you join the professional workforce, go on to further postgraduate studies, or form a new enterprise of your own, the experiences you've had at RMIT will serve you well. Like all of you today, RMIT Vietnam is looking at a bright future, and we've worked hard to continually improve how we do things. This year, we are growing a more diverse and internationally mobile student population, with 140 of our students participating in a semester overseas through our study abroad program. We've also welcomed more than 60 students from around the world to come and study with us at RMIT Vietnam. But it's not just about international experiences. RMIT Vietnam is also reaching out to the provinces of Vietnam to help create new pathways into higher education. We are continually improving the quality of the student experience by developing a progressive learning environment that is in keeping with the digital age. And this year, specialized computer labs were established to support simulated trading and the development of IT security skills. Major investments were also made to improve our infrastructure, and our Hanoi campus received an extensive refurbishment. RMIT is also branching out by offering new programs. This year, we were excited to introduce a Bachelor of Business in Logistics and Supply Chain Management and a Master's of International Business, as well as a Bachelor of Engineering in Software Engineering. To set us apart from other universities, we are working even more closely with industry to ensure that our students benefit from internships and work placements, and that our programs align to the needs of the modern workplace. But now, back to you, our graduates. As a graduate, you're about to join the growing community of RMIT Vietnam alumni. As a member of that community, we welcome your ideas and involvement and hope to remain in touch with you well into the future. In closing, I hope that you enjoy the rest of the day celebrating your achievements with your family and friends. And it's at this point that I like to give students two pieces of advice. The first piece of advice I was actually given on a significant day, my wedding day, and that was, at some point, take a moment, take a mental snapshot. Yes, you'll have the photos and the video, which you will no doubt immediately upload onto Facebook, but what I'm asking you to do is pause and take a mental record of today, as it will stay with you forever. Don't rush the day, but live in the moment, even if it is just for a moment. And the second piece of advice is that today, at some time that seems appropriate to you, I ask that you personally thank a key member of your family or a staff member for the support that they have given you in accomplishing this important educational outcome. I know that they will appreciate the recognition. So, to you all here today, may I offer you my very best in your future endeavours and congratulate you again on behalf of RMIT University. Thank you. Come on.
The Deputy Chancellor of RMIT University, Ms. Janet Latchford, will now conduct the conferring ceremony. This is the formal part of the graduation where the Registrar presents the list of authorised candidates to the Chancellor. She then takes the list and on behalf of the Council of RMIT University confers the award of degrees and diplomas, at which time you move from being a graduand to a graduate.
Call on Mr. Hugh McCann, Registrar of RMIT University, Vietnam, for the certification of awards.
Graduands, would you please stand for the conferring of degrees and diplomas? Chancellor, I certify to you that the candidates presented here today and the candidates whose names appear on the list for award in absentia have fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to awards of the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology and are entitled to be admitted to the rights and privileges of these awards.
By virtue of the authority invested in me by the Council of RMIT University, I admit the duly authorised candidates on this list, present and absent, to the appropriate degree or diploma of RMIT University, and to all the rights and privileges of graduations. Congratulations to our new graduates.
Graduates, you may now be seated.
It is now time for the presentation of an honorary doctoral degree. Please welcome the Vice President Academic of RMIT University Vietnam, Professor Beverly Webster.
The presentation of an honorary doctorate is a time-honoured tradition. It is a time when the university gathers to recognise a member of the community who has excelled in their chosen field and made an outstanding contribution to society. Recipients of an honorary doctorate are receiving the highest honour from the university, a degree honoris causa. These are people who have striven to improve the lives of others through their leadership and commitment to their profession and to the community as a whole. Chancellor, it is my pleasure and privilege to present to you Mr. John McAnulty, AM, whom you have admitted to the degree of Doctor of Social Sciences, honoris causa. Mr. John McAnulty is the current Australian Consul General in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. RMIT Vietnam nominates Mr. McAnulty for an honorary doctorate on the basis of his outstanding contribution to RMIT University. He has promoted Australian qualifications and transnational education, and he has a special understanding of the unique model and contribution of RMIT Vietnam to the development of this country. Mr. McAnulty has overseen developments in bilateral trade between Australia and Vietnam. Often these developments have related to areas of interest for RMIT and specifically to RMIT Vietnam. Mr. McAnulty has promoted the Australian education system with both government and industry, as well as the general community. He has supported activities related to Australian alumni in Vietnam and facilitated partnerships between institutions. With the Vietnamese government, Mr. McAnulty has played an important role for RMIT Vietnam in discussions over key legislative issues. With industry, Mr. McAnulty has shown his support for RMIT Vietnam through his participation in industry engagement and business development activities. Chancellor, I present to you Mr. John McAnulty AM.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together again to congratulate Mr. John McAnulty. Mr. McAnulty will now deliver an acceptance speech.
Deputy Chancellor Janet Latchford, Vice Chancellor and President Martin Bean CBE, RMIT Vietnam President Professor Gail MacDonald, Member of the RMIT Council Gary Hogan, Members and Vice Chancellors Committee, Executive, graduates and families. Good morning everyone, Xin Chào. I have to say it's a great pleasure to be here on this very special occasion, your occasion, the graduates. Firstly, thank you to RMIT for bestowing me this honorary doctorate, which I accept with great gratitude. To receive this recognition from such a prestigious institution is a highlight of my career, and an occasion I find both joyous and humbling. Thank you very much. Secondly, to the graduates, this is your day, and I'd like to offer you my sincere congratulations. All of your hard work has paid off, and you must feel quite relieved and proud, and deservedly so. Well done to each and every one of you. To the parents and family members, congratulations to you also. Your support throughout this process has been of enormous benefit to the graduates, and you too have every reason to be proud. And I do know how you feel. It was only 6 short months ago that I was sitting in an auditorium, not dissimilar to this, with my wife Michelle, as we were watching our daughter go through her own graduation ceremony. One felt excited, proud, and relieved, as no doubt you do. Education is one of the greatest gifts you can receive. You have worked hard to acquire a wonderful education from a highly recognised institution, RMIT. But it's what you do with this education that counts. While you've worked hard to obtain your degrees today, the hard work doesn't stop here. Most of you now will be wanting to enter the workforce and put your education to work. When you enter the workforce, perhaps not initially in the job you want, as life doesn't always follow the path you have planned, but the job you want will come with time. Getting a job, any job, is competitive. You are intelligent young people with ambition, and with ambition comes competitiveness. No doubt many people have been offering you advice on what you should do when you get your first job. Some of that advice will be very good. I would like to, if I could, just give you my advice, and that is very simple advice, and that is to work hard. Hard work will pay off for you. There are other factors, of course, and I'll mention them a little later. But in the first instance, work hard and reward will come. I would like to tell you a story about myself when I joined the Australian Foreign Service, which was a very long time ago. I grew up in a country town in Australia. When at school, I was more interested in playing sport than studying, so I didn't apply myself fully, something which I regret to this day. This combined with the economic circumstances of my family, the chance to go to university was not possible. When I started in the Foreign Service, in what was a very lowly position, I was determined to work hard believing that success would follow. My first job in the Foreign Service was a very simple one. Anyone could have done it, but I was not content on just doing it or being anyone. I wanted to do it very well. I wanted to prove myself. Over time, my work ethic paid dividends. I got noticed by supervisors, and as my experience grew, I gained a reputation as one who was dependable and committed to the organisation. Someone who would take on challenges, difficult challenges that perhaps some others wouldn't. While I focused on hard work as being a major factor for success, hard work alone will not guarantee success. There are many other paths to success which are vital. None of us, or very few of us, have them all. Among these are mistakes. We all make mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. But the important thing is to learn from them. Mistakes can make you smarter and stronger, and admitting to mistakes builds character and trust. Avoiding unnecessary mistakes is important, but that is the skill you will learn. I would also encourage you to take on challenges that test what you are capable of. You will surprise yourself what you can achieve. Step outside your comfort zone. Admittedly, in doing so, you may have some failures, but if you never know failure, you can never really know success. You need to know how to make the most of your failures and learn from them. In my career, I've taken on challenges that I've thought were far too big for me to overcome. And I've thought, what have I got myself into? How do I get out of this? But you know what? It all works out in the end. Challenges can be overcome, so don't underestimate your strength to do so. If you're a person who finds solutions and stays calm, you will succeed. And don't take failures or mistakes too seriously. You are your greatest critic. Others mostly don't notice our mistakes. Also, follow your instincts. Learn from the past and look to the future. Learn from your leaders. Learn from them what they do and what they don't do. Listen, observe, and learn from them. Many employers, myself included, have some old-fashioned principles that they like in their employees. For instance, being respectful and polite, even when things don't go your way. And honesty is of the utmost importance. It is important to be yourself and to be the best person you can be. By saying this, you don't need to be the best, you just have to try your best. And no one is best at everything. And no matter how hard you try, not everyone's going to like you. So don't worry about what people think of you. However, you need to be a team member and learn how to work with people you may not necessarily get along with. This is utterly very, very important. I would advise you to invest your energies in things that matter. Pretending to be someone you're not is not one of those. We all dream of success in life, but success rarely comes immediately. It takes time and perseverance. Dreams don't happen overnight, and things don't always go to plan. You need to be realistic. No one is an overnight success. Success is always to try your best. Do this, and success will come to you. And try to make the most of your life. Live for adventure, explore, and have passion. And remember, you never stop learning in life. With the wonderful education you have received, with the skills that you are now equipped, you are well prepared to take on the challenges ahead of you as you enter the workforce. You don't need to have all the qualities I have mentioned, but you need to have some of them, and the others you can acquire over time. The education links between Australia and Vietnam are a cornerstone of the relationship between our two countries. It is a truly wonderful story. And from someone, myself, who did not apply themselves at school, it is ironic that the most enjoyable and satisfying part of my work in Vietnam is the work I do which is related to education, because I see what it produces. People like yourselves. There is nothing better than seeing eager young people in Vietnam receiving a good education, people who are wanting to learn and secure a good future. The population of Vietnam is young. The future of Vietnam is in its youth, a well-educated youth. You are the future of Vietnam. And with your education from RMIT, you will succeed in life. This is assured. In closing, as a result of your RMIT experience, you are now armed with the tools to forge the path ahead. It's not the diploma itself that counts. It is about what you have learned along the way and what you do with the education you have acquired in your journey to graduation today. You are the lucky ones. Seize this opportunity. Thank you, and I wish you all the very best in your pursuits in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John McAnulty, and congratulations to you again. The President's Award goes to the undergraduate student who embodies all that we would wish our graduates to exemplify: high academic achievement, social responsibility, and service to the university community. The 2015 President's Award for the Saigon South Campus goes to Nguyen Tuk Hien. I would like to invite the President, Professor Gail MacDonald, to present Hien with this award. Following the presentation, Hien will say a few words.
Good morning, esteemed faculties and families of my fellow graduates. Thank you all for being here today. It's been a great pleasure for me to spend my past 4 years at RMIT and today to stand in front of you and share my thoughts on this very special day. First of all, a great congratulations to everyone for making it this far. Let's give us a big hand for that. And now, please let me introduce myself. My name is Nguyen Tuk Hien, and I just completed my study in Bachelor of Business Marketing. When I first came to RMIT, I was a really shy student who had never had the courage to raise my voice, neither in class nor in front of other people. An open international environment at RMIT was a whole new world for me. Everything is so different from all of the schools that I had attended before. But instead of feeling like an outcast because of that change, I gradually felt that I found my new home. All of the teachers at RMIT are so supportive, and all of us students are strongly encouraged to share our ideas, even when sometimes we may be wrong. I was so happy, so excited, but suddenly things changed. My family got into a really difficult financial situation, and the thing that I was most afraid of had finally come. I was forced to stop my study at RMIT after only 1 semester. Growing up in a middle-income family that never had to worry about anything, I was heartbroken to have one of the most important things in my life taken away from me, education. It took me a while to finally accept the reality and move on. Fortunately, in the middle of the struggle, I found hope and peace in helping others and keeping myself busy every day. And after 7 months of me staying at home, teaching a charity class, and studying English on my own, despite great adversity, my family managed to put me back in school. And from that day onwards, I made a promise to myself to make the best out of my time at RMIT. Then, the RMIT's fall scholarship for current students came to my whole family relief and gratitude. With such support and drive, I was able to focus on my study and self-development. Winning the first prize of the RMIT Business Plan competition in 2014 was a strong push for me in the field of competitions in which I learned and grew my knowledge in the business world. I went on and became the regional finalist of Hope Prize HSBC competition and most recently, national champion and global finalist of Maybank Go Ahead Challenge. Before RMIT, I had never been out of the country, but only in the past 1 year, those competitions and student programs have given me the chance to travel to Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Australia, and Dubai. And like every other RMIT student, I also like to give back to the community and RMIT. So I volunteer in student clubs and different student programs inside and outside RMIT. Even now, when I have finished my study as the president of Golden Key RMIT Vietnam chapter, I'm currently organizing the graduation party, and I sincerely hope that whoever attended will have a great time and a memorable night. No words can describe how grateful and honored I am to have the education at RMIT. I would like to thank my wonderful teachers, Mr. Melvin Fernando, Miss Aline Twang, Mr. Charles Vajado, Miss Joanna Minkiewicz, Mr. Zaki Ronan, and many other great teachers of RMIT. Thank you for your dedication and support. I would also like to express my gratitude to the head of Center of COCM, Professor Ray Gordon, who was so supportive of sending me and other students to overseas competitions, and I hope that you will continue to do so. Last but not least, I would like to thank my biggest sponsors for the last 22 years, my parents. I was so lucky to have my family who was and will always be there for me and love me no matter what. And to my fellow graduates, stepping out of the university, we all have fears. But remember, we don't need to know everything. We just need to do it, seize the opportunities, and never stop moving forward. It does not have to be a perfect job or a perfect place. Being a young, fresh graduate, you can afford to experiment and make innocent mistakes early in your life so that you can fall, learn, get up, and grow. And don't worry if your path is different from others. Just because you choose to do things differently does not mean that you're wrong. Life is full of possibilities, and different experiences bring us different choices, bring us different experiences, which makes each of us unique from the others. And after all, our future is not about fame or money, but it's about hope and happiness. So work hard, but never forget what really matters in your life. And as we are all here today and seeing all the people that have made us who we are, it feels like goodbye. But don't cry because it's over. Smile because it's happened. And to end my speech, I would like to wish all of us here good luck and a fearless future ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Hien, and congratulations again. It's time now to recognise the achievements of RMIT University degree graduates of 2015. Chancellor, Associate Professor Arthur Morgan, Head of the RMIT Asia Graduate Centre, will now present Master's degree graduates from the College of Business. I would like to invite lecturers of the RMIT Graduate Centre to move to the left of the stage to celebrate the achievements of your graduates.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present the Master's degree graduates from the College of Business. For the degree of Master of Business Administration Executive,
Thạc sĩ quản lý kinh doanh cấp quản lý Richard Thomas.
For the degree of Master of Business Administration, for the degree of Master of Business Administration with distinction,
Thạc sĩ quản lý kinh doanh loại giỏi Lưu Anh Tuấn. Nguyễn Đình Huy, Nguyễn Thiện Luật,
For the degree of Master of Business Administration,
Thạc sĩ Quản trị Kinh doanh, Cao Hoàng Minh, Đặng Hải Triều, Đỗ Hoàng Phúc, Đỗ Hoàng Trúc, Hàng Phối Quyên, Hoàng Hiền Trang, Hoàng Hồng Thùy Linh, Huỳnh Minh Tuấn, Nigel Peter Kavanagh, Lê Đoàn Hải Vân, Lê Huỳnh Bảo Ngọc, Lê Minh Trần Thịnh, Lê Thị Kỳ Duyên, Lê Thị Phương Thảo, Lê Xuân Hổ, Ngô Kim Tú, Nguyễn Hoàng Huy, Nguyễn Ngọc Thanh Phương, Nguyễn Thị Cẩm Vân, Phạm Ngọc Thạch, Tuấn Ngọc Lan Anh, Võ Nguyễn Mai Thi. Master of Finance, thạc sĩ tài chính Hoàng Quỳnh Anh.
And for the degree of Master of Professional Accounting,
Thạc sĩ kế toán chuyên nghiệp Nguyễn Ngọc Minh.
Chancellor, that concludes my presentation of master's degree graduates from the College of Business.
Chancellor, Professor Ray Gordon, Head of the Centre of Commerce and Management, will now present graduates from the College of Business. I would like to invite the lecturers from the Centre of Commerce and Management in the front row to move to the left of the stage to celebrate the achievement of your graduates.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present graduates from the College of Business for the degree of Bachelor of Business, Economics and Finance with distinction.
Cử nhân kinh doanh, kinh tế và tài chính loại giỏi Chu Yến Bình. Đặng Hà Phương. Đỗ Minh Tâm. Đỗ Thị Linh. Hồ Gia Mãn. Hoàng Kiều Anh. Huỳnh Lê Kim Hà. Lê Ái Chi. Lê Đức Toàn. Lê Thị Thanh Phương. Mai Quý Sang. Mai Thanh Ngọc. Nguyễn Công Bình. Nguyễn Hồng Trúc Anh. Nguyễn Khánh Huyền. Nguyễn Minh Đức. Nguyễn Ngọc Tú. Nguyễn Phương Thùy. Nguyễn Thái Hoàng. Nguyễn Thị Phương Trinh, Nguyễn Thị Thu Trang, Nguyễn Trung Kiên, Nguyễn Xuân Phương Anh, Phạm Công Trí, Phạm Đình Hoàng Long, Phạm Liên Phúc, Tào Huyền Trang, Trần Hoàng Minh, Trần Hữu Trí, Trần Lê Cẩm Châu, Trịnh Du Linh, Trương Thảo Ly, Văn Mỹ Linh, and finally, Võ Xuân Hùng.
For the degree of Bachelor of Business, Economics and Finance.
Cử nhân kinh doanh, kinh tế và tài chính, Bùi Hạnh Duyên. Bùi Nguyễn Thục Đoan. Bùi Thị Bích Ngọc. Cao Minh Chiết. Đặng Chí Vĩ. Đặng Nguyễn Mai Trâm. Đặng Thị Ngọc Thúy. Đặng Trần Mỹ Linh. Đặng Trung Hiếu. Đặng Yến Nhi. Đào Thu Thủy. Đinh Bạch Nga. Đinh Ngọc Bích Hằng. Đinh Thị Vân Anh. Đỗ Lê Hồng Phát. Doãn Trúc Quang Anh, Dương Thị Xuân Hạnh, Hà Minh Trang, Hà Tuấn Anh, Hoàng Thị Mỹ Hằng, Hứa Huyền Trinh, Huỳnh Dương Phú, Lâm Ngọc Minh Tâm, Lê Anh Phi, Lê Đặng Hải Linh, Lê Đoàn Như Quỳnh, Lê Duy Anh, Lê Hoàng Bích Uyển, Lê Ngân Hà, Lê Ngọc Long, Lê Nguyễn Hồng Hiếu, Lê Phương Uyên, Lê Thanh Quý, Lê Thị Hải Yến, Lê Thị Lệ Thu, Lê Thúy Hằng, Lê Việt Hùng, Lương Trác Duy Khánh, Lý Trần Hồng Nguyên, Mai Thuyên Thuyên, Mai Văn Sơn, Ngô Hoàng Anh Tuấn, Ngô Minh Toàn, Nguyễn Anh Thư, Nguyễn Anh Tuấn, Nguyễn Công Sang, Nguyễn Cửu Trọng Khôi, Nguyễn Đức Minh Trí, Nguyễn Hải Khánh Vân, Nguyễn Hồ Quốc Linh, Nguyễn Hoài Tâm, Nguyễn Hoàng Nam, Nguyễn Hoàng Phú, Nguyễn Hồng Phương, Nguyễn Hữu Lợi, Nguyễn Huỳnh Quang Nhật, Nguyễn Minh Thắng, Nguyễn Minh Trí, Nguyễn Minh Chiết, Nguyễn Ngọc Quyền, Nguyễn Ngọc Trâm, Nguyễn Ngọc Minh Thư, Nguyễn Ngọc Trường Tài, Nguyễn Phạm Xuân Quyên, Nguyễn Quốc Bảo, Nguyễn Quốc Vũ, Nguyễn Quỳnh Khánh Chi, Nguyễn Thái Phương Uyên, Nguyễn Thị Diệu Ái, Nguyễn Thị Diệu Chi, Nguyễn Thị Hoài Thương, Nguyễn Thị Khánh An, Nguyễn Thị Khánh Phượng, Nguyễn Thị Kim Chi, Nguyễn Thị Ngọc Châu, Nguyễn Thị Phương Anh. Nguyễn Thị Thu Thảo. Nguyễn Thu Yến. Nguyễn Thùy Linh. Nguyễn Tố Như. Nguyễn Trần Minh Trí. Nguyễn Trường Sơn. Nguyễn Trương Anh Thư. Nguyễn Tuấn Nguyên. Nguyễn Việt Sơn. Phạm Anh Tuấn. Phạm Bá Thành. Phạm Đức Toàn. Phạm Hoàng Hân. Phạm Thị Lam Phương. Phạm Thùy Hồng Vân. Phạm Tuấn Anh. Phạm Vương Quỳnh Giang. Phan Thiên Trang. Phùng Hoàng Khánh Vân. Phùng Mẫn Thơ. Tạ Trường Hưng. Thái Nguyễn Quốc Phong. Thái Nguyễn Thùy Dương. Tô Hải Định. Trần Triểu Đạt. Trần Đăng Khiêm. Trần Gia Huệ. Trần Khánh Linh. Trần Minh Hà. Trần Minh Hoàng. Trần Minh Trang, Trần Ngọc Khanh, Trần Nguyễn Ngọc Cẩm, Trần Thị Bích Liên, Trần Thị Thu Trang, Trần Thùy An, Trang Thị Hải Lý, Trịnh Lê Dung, Trịnh Thị Xuân Mai, Trương Hoàng Linh, Văn Thị Quỳnh Trân, Văn Thiên Hào, Võ Đặng Phương Uyên, Võ Huỳnh Thiên Tú, Võ Minh Nhật Anh, Võ Ngọc Khánh Phương, Võ Ngọc Lê Phương, Võ Nguyên Anh, Võ Thị Kiều Phượng, Võ Thị Minh Trang, Võ Thị Ngọc Trâm, and finally Vũ Ngọc Trúc Anh.
For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with distinction,
Cử nhân thương mại loại giỏi, Bùi Diệu Hương, Hà Thị Thanh Hương, Hồ Thị Dung Hạnh, Hoàng Bảo Khanh, Nguyễn Hoàng Hiếu, Nguyễn Thị Việt Hà, Quách Tôn Bảo, Trần Thị Hoàng Anh, Trần Thị Kim Anh. And finally, Trương Thị Cẩm Hà.
For the degree of Bachelor of Commerce,
Cử nhân thương mại Bùi Thị Hồng Hà. Chu Mạnh Hùng. Đặng Phú Huê. Đặng Vũ Linh Giang. Đinh Công Hoàng. Đinh Tấn Đạt. Đỗ Huy Cường. Đoàn Văn Bên. Đồng Trần Phượng Khánh. Dương Gia Đạt. Dương Thạnh An. Hà Mạnh Dũng. Hồ Thị Thanh Hằng. Hồ Trọng Quỳnh Châu. Hoàng Anh. Hoàng Lâm Đức. Hoàng Ngọc Quỳnh Hoa. Huỳnh Nhật Khang. Khúc Ngọc Duy. Lê Đoàn. Lê Hoàng Anh. Lê Đặng Vân Anh. Lê Mạnh Hải. Lê Ngọc Phương Khanh. Lê Quỳnh Chi. Lê Thị Như Hoa. Lê Tuấn An. Lê Vũ Hương Giang, Ly A Ruyên, Mai Thị Ngọc Ánh, Ngô Minh Khánh, Ngô Thanh Hiếu, Ngô Thị Thu Huyền, Nguyễn Hoàng Duy, Nguyễn Hoàng Huyên, Nguyễn Hồng Anh, Nguyễn Hữu Cường, Nguyễn Kim Hoàng, Nguyễn Lê Hùng, Nguyễn Lê Minh Đức, Nguyễn Minh Đức, Nguyễn Minh Hoàng, Nguyễn Ngọc Huy, Nguyễn Ngọc Tuấn Anh, Nguyễn Phượng Hằng, Nguyễn Quang Hiển, Nguyễn Quốc Huy, Nguyễn Thế Dương, Nguyễn Thị Anh Huyền, Nguyễn Thị Bích Hà, Nguyễn Thị Minh Châu, Nguyễn Thị Ngọc Anh, Nguyễn Thị Xuân Anh, Nguyễn Thùy Dương, Nguyễn Trần Đại, Nguyễn Trần Khánh Chi, Nguyễn Tuấn Anh. Nguyễn Tuấn Anh. Nguyễn Viết Hoàng. Nguyễn Việt Hồng. Nguyễn Vũ Định. Nguyễn Yến Đình Đình. Phạm Hà Hải. Phạm Minh Hưng. Phạm Thị Ngọc Ánh. Phạm Thị Thanh An. Phan Khang. Phan Hoàng Duy. Phan Nguyễn Thành Đạt. Trần Gia Hòa. Trần Lê Anh. Trần Lệ Chi. Trần Lê Anh Duy. Trần Lê Lan Hương. Trần Sơn Anh. Trần Thanh Đoan. Trần Thị Kiều Hân. Trần Thị Ngọc Dung. Trịnh Lê Minh Hà. Trương Thị Dung. Uông Ngọc Xuân An. Võ Gia Huy. Trương Viết Khánh. Võ Tấn Duy. Võ Thị Phương Khánh. Võ Thị Thu Huỳnh. Vũ Quang Huy. Vương Gia Hiếu. Bona Jun. Nguyễn Tự Thắng. Phạm Thị Ngọc Tuyền. And finally, Cao Thị Yến Nhi.
Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Business.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of degrees. Congratulations to all graduates. Before we hear the keynote address, please enjoy the performance of our student, Nguyen Thi Tu Phuong.
There's a hero if you look inside your heart. You don't have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And that a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and it casts your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Here's the long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches out a hand for you to hold. You can find love if you search within yourself, and the emptiness you felt would disappear. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. Whoa, Lord knows dreams are hard to follow, but don't let anyone tell them should know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. That a hero lies in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vuong, for that great performance. Our keynote address today is to be given by Ms. Tao Griffiths, Eisenhower Fellow and Country Director of the Vietnam Veterans of America Foundation. Tao was also an RMIT alumnus, having graduated from the Master of Systems Engineering program in 2002. Tao has been the Country Director of the Vietnam Veterans of America Foundation since 2007. She has 16 years of experience in humanitarian mine action, public health, development, energy and climate change, and IT-related business. Tao was a Fulbright Scholar 2004 to 2006, the first Vietnamese Rotary Peace Fellow in 2011, and the youngest fellow in the first ever Eisenhower Fellows from Vietnam in 2013. She was one of the first 2 Vietnamese fellows to participate in the conservations organised by the Gordon Cook Foundation at Windsor Castle in England in 2014. In the development sector, Tao has worked with the poverty reduction programs funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, CEDA, UNDP, and the Environmental Defence Fund. In the private sector, Tao has worked as a consultant for Bombardier Incorporated, Planned Systems International, and Microsoft Asia Pacific. Tao is one of the 4 elected representatives of the international NGOs to participate in the Vietnam Development Forum in 2011 to 2013. For 6 years, she has served as chair of the Agent Orange Working Group of international NGOs, 2 years as chair of the Landmine Working Group, and 7 years as vice chair of the advisory board of the Vietnam Green Building Council. Please welcome Ms. Tao Griffiths.
Thank you. Parents, families, and graduates of Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, Deputy Chancellor Janet Latchford, Vice Chancellor Martin Bean, CBE, RMIT President Professor Gail MacDonald, Member of the RMIT Council, Gary Hogan, members of the Vice Chancellor's Executive, Mr. John Arnott, AM, Australian Consul General. You will all know that on occasions like this, there is a moment in the program when somebody is asked to speak. And while most people on the platform know why that person is standing up and doing so, but most people in the audience have no idea why that person is doing so. Well, on this particular occasion, I should be one of you in the audience. It is a huge delight and honor to be your guest speaker today. But I was very surprised to receive such an honor at such an auspicious event. And not least because in the near future, I also hope to be part of the audience in Melbourne receiving my PhD from RMIT. So I really am a student as well, like so many of you. And like many of you who are now graduates of RMIT, I am one too, but that was way back in 2002. Earlier this year, when Vietnam and the United States of America celebrated 20th anniversary of the relationship between US and Vietnam, I had the extreme honor to receive thank you letters from President Bill Clinton, from the President of US Senate, and from the US Supreme Court. When I received those letters, I instantly thought of RMIT. Why? Because if it wasn't for the financial aid that RMIT provided me back in 2001, and that experience transformed my life and allowed me to go on and do all the things that I have done so far, particularly in the work to reconcile between the peoples and the government of US and Vietnam through service program to remove landmines, unexploded bombs, people affected by Agent Orange, such that affects many hundreds of thousands of people in Vietnam. So on that note, I want to thank Janet, Gail, Martin, David, Gary, and all the people of RMIT for giving me that wonderful opportunity. Without that, I would not be here standing with you. And if my parents from Ha Giang and my parents-in-law from Bendigo in Australia and my husband and my children were here today, seeing me wearing the gown, standing here, we would be moved to tears. And I also never had the opportunity to wear a gown like this, so it is really, in many ways, an extreme honor. I thank you all for that. Well, back then, in 2002, I was on a journey whose purpose and destiny was completely unclear and uncertain to me. I'm a girl from the very northernmost part of Vietnam, on the border with China. I was born and raised in that valley, very beautiful valley of Ha Giang. And at the age of 14, I was accepted into the National School for Gifted Students and went on to the Vietnam Academy of Diplomacy. But falling in love and marrying an Australian man who also was doing PhD in RMIT here in Vietnam, disqualified me from any diplomatic career that I was dreaming to pursue. And having the first child when I was only 24 and second child when I was 26, that really made me as if that I was doing all the right things that a good Vietnamese girl would be doing, and that is to get married, have children, and to look after her husband. So all of you who are young women here, I hope you won't become bad girls. I was. And being bad means being determined to see what a woman can do with her life and not just follow traditions. For you are the generation that is going to make Vietnam a prosperous nation in the world. And there is an exciting future ahead in making Vietnam so. So because I'm a woman, I want to speak especially to all of you young women who are graduating today. But also being a woman, I want to speak to all of you men who are here today and to parents too. This year marks the 40th anniversary since the end of the war in Vietnam. It is the parents and their parents who won that war and made the whole of Vietnam an independent and unified nation after centuries of struggles. But we have had only 40 years of fighting out how to become a nation and what sort of nation we want to become. 40 years is not much in the space of history. And the question of what sort of a nation we want to become is entirely undecided. What is Vietnam in the world? There are big changes happening. We are part of the 10 countries of ASEAN. What does that mean to us? And we are also part of the 12 countries of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, for which the agreements were just finalized 2 months ago. What do they mean to us? And do any of you care? I hope you do, because they mean that Vietnam has the opportunity to become a world player. And how will that be made to happen? We don't know. Vietnam is on the journey of finding out. Vietnam as a country, like you, on the threshold of a future that is not at all clear. On one hand, it is full of promise. On the other, how does one get there? Well, politicians are like parents who are sitting here today. They create the framework and the rules within which things can happen. What I can say to all of you parents here today is to support the children in finding their own way into the future and their own lives, but try not to tell them how to do it and what to do. At this stage of their lives, they need to be free to have great failures on their way to make greater success. Trust their judgment and enjoy their journey. They are the generation that has to take Vietnam into the world. You parents made that possible, and it is their journey. By giving them all the support you have to get them to this particular day, with all the cost that has meant graduating from one of the greatest Asia-Pacific university, you have done the very best job that parents can do. But they do not owe you. Their lives are no longer yours. Trust them. They will find, and then you will find their love goes on being yours. That's the best return you could have. And be there when they need you, and don't try to run their lives in the old pattern, because theirs is a different journey. You have made it possible, but it is no longer yours. And what do you want to say to the young man here is that you are the luckiest young man alive. And you are the luckiest young man alive because you are graduating with the most remarkable young women Vietnam can produce. I repeat, you are graduating with the most remarkable young women that Vietnam can produce. They have been your friends and colleagues, and they will go on doing that. They will also, if you are very lucky, and if you ask very properly, some of them will risk becoming your wives. But all of you young men who want wives, do not make the great mistake of wanting wives in the old pattern, the old model. Keep them as your friends and colleagues, as well as wives and mothers. Then they will also keep their love. Now, for the great issue of all you young women graduating here today, can you have it all? Can you be people in the world, defined not only by being wives and mothers and daughters, but also exploring the world and living lives that are about discovery and opportunities, not just tradition, but also widening the horizons, not the narrowing of options. Having it all is not easy, but you can have it all. You are able to, even if not all at the same time. Remember that. But please do not make the mistake of wanting the same as men do. What kind of deal would that be? Many Western organizations train women to be the best as men can be. What kind of a deal is that? Shout about being different from man. The modern brain sciences are showing just how remarkably different women's brains are from men's brain. Men like solving problems and competing with each other. Women like finding solutions and working things out together. And that's the next 50 years are going to be about, as the world population increased by 2 billion people, and we stress this fragile planet even more. We need to work together at every level of existence. And women are naturally good at that when they set their hearts to it and create a voice. It is creating the voice that you have to do. Competing with men is a waste of time. It is also boring because as a woman, you probably won't win most of the time. Getting men to find ways to cooperate with you, instead of being in conflict, is what going to be really worth doing. And we just listened to Phượng, who sang the song Hero. So let me introduce you to a hero, or shall I say heroine of Vietnam. It's called Triệu Thị Trinh, Madame Triệu Thị Trinh, who in 2040 said this famously: "I shall not resign myself to the lot of women who bow their heads and become concubines. I wish to ride the tempest, tame the waves, and kill the shark in the eastern seas. I have no desire to live the life of a concubine." Think about that woman who said this in 240 AD. How amazing. Who was she, the heroine of Vietnamese culture? You might ask, who has had so many streets in Vietnam named after her? Would she have been a graduate of RMIT to being here today? Would she have been even making this speech as well? I think she might have been too busy planning the next battle to accept the invitation to be here. In any event, she died when she was only 24 after having fought about 30 battles, killing herself rather than being captured. She might have been too busy doing whatever she could do to create the future for all of us to be here today. But rather surprisingly, when I thought about this, I thought of the word hero and heroine. Hero leads to an adjective form being heroic. Heroine is hardly elegant when we say heroinic or heroinical. So I discovered that if we deconstruct these words and hero and heroine, we find that they both start with the same her, as in she. So I'm thinking of introducing two new ways of saying these two words. What about we change the word hero into him-o? That would make the gender right. And we can say, we can reclaim hero as her-o. So 2 years ago, I had the occasion to go to Cao Bang, which is also in the northernmost part of Vietnam, which is not far from my hometown. And the purpose of doing this was to open a school for children in that remote area with funding from the Boeing company, which I believe is also a partner of RMIT, and also the great General Võ Nguyên Giap's family. When I was in Cao Bang, I remember the very famous story that in late December 1944, it was Ho Chi Minh and General Giap formed the first military unit with 34 people, including 31 men and 3 women. So 31 him-os and 3 her-os. And within just 9 months, those him-os and her-os was able to reclaim independence for the country from Japan at the end of World War II. And it was on September 2nd that Ho Chi Minh was able to declare independence for Vietnam. But the fate, the wheel of history turned in the most fundamental and painful ways. That Vietnam went on another war that claimed several million people before we really had independence 30 years later in 1975. So women participated in this struggle from right beginning, 240 as Triệu Thị Trinh. And in 1944, in the first formation of this military unit, and at the end of the war, unfortunately, we had many thousands of mothers, hero mothers, who lost more than 2 sons to the war. It was thanks to these him-os and her-os that we are able to be here today. and I really want you to make the best of the opportunity that you are having. So the fight of your generation isn't about Vietnam being independent or not. It is to make Vietnam known in the world. So all of you new graduates, go out in the world with the new degrees from RMIT and be the best ho'os and himos that you could possibly be. There are only 2 rules. Do what your heart tells you to do, and keep surprising yourself by doing whatever you can do better than you thought that you could. And remember also the words of Zen Master Thích Nhất Hạnh. There is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And on this day of great happiness, be the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tao Griffiths. Ladies and gentlemen, following a short video, the Vice-Chancellor and President of RMIT University, Martin Bean, CBE, will deliver the closing address.
Getting you ready for work and life is about giving you something backed by your university that you can take to whoever you need to prove that you are ready in life for work, and they will trust it, they will believe in it, and that will give you your return on learning.
As long as you are an authentic version of yourself and you want to be heard, there's always someone who's going to listen.
We're so close to industry, we're so close to art and culture, and it just makes RMIT such a unique space.
Having lecturers from industry being able to sort of sit down with you and have a chat about what it's really like, not just going off what textbooks say.
I know university is not just about academics, it's an entirely new social aspect.
I enjoy working at RMIT because I genuinely feel that I am part of something that's transformative.
I've had some really great tutors and lecturers who are so into what they do that you just get really excited about what you're learning.
I realise that the engagement through the Shape RMIT project has been about building the strategic goals, but I think perhaps one of the biggest benefits has been the development of a sense of community. We are all staff, students, other stakeholders connected to RMIT. The Shape RMIT project has made that concrete.
If I hadn't done this course, it probably never would have done a course. I'm very passionate about my music, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a go. So I did, and here I am, and 1 year later, it's all gone pretty well.
It could be quite confronting opening up and actually saying, give us the good, the bad and the ugly. And I think RMIT has actually embraced what its students have to say.
The whole idea of us, maintaining or positioning ourselves in 2020 is about, creativity, inspiration. It's about awareness in the community.
I think the second you get involved in anything at RMIT, 1,000 opportunities open up for you.
Well, before I came here, I didn't believe that I could be a practicing artist and just get by doing that, but being at RMIT has given me hope.
I would love to see a culture that is more about embracing and celebrating our differences rather than dividing the pie between all of us. We can all just have one beautiful big pie.
Morning, everybody. Great to see you. What a fantastic morning we've had, huh? Really wonderful. I've got a few thank yous to make just before I give you my final remarks before we take off here today. First of all, to Mr. John McAnulty, AM, our Consul General here in Ho Chi Minh City. Congratulations, John. We are so very happy to be able to honour you, and thank you for those wonderful remarks that you shared with us. Another round of applause for John, please. Mr. Brian O'Reilly, our President of AusCham in Vietnam, welcome. It is fantastic to have you here. Helen Rowell, our Executive Director for Southeast Asia from our very proud Victorian government. It's terrific to have you here today, witnessing one of the greatest assets that Victoria has and one of the greatest assets we've used to help improve the world for the better. There's a good key message for you to take back to the Premier, Helen, when you see him next. Representatives of Management Authority for Southern Area Development of Ho Chi Minh City. It is absolutely fantastic to have you with us as well. And of course, to Tao. What a wonderful, heartfelt speech. Thank you so very, very much for sharing that with us. A big round of applause. And it's about time you put on that academic dress and joined us here in your rightful place. We're very, very happy to have you and very proud to have you as one of our alumni. Thank you for sharing your words today. Representatives of local and international high schools here today in Ho Chi Minh City, you're very welcome as well. And most importantly, our graduates, I watched every one of you get ready to come up on the stage. Nerves, sweaty palms, panic in your eyes. Well, you've made it and congratulations. And of course, I know you would want to join me as I look around the room and thank all of your friends and family here today that made it possible for you. Our wonderful graduate speaker, thank you to you as well for sharing your family story, a remarkable story. So this is a very special day for everyone here. And as the president of RMIT Vietnam said, you are going to remember it for the rest of your life because it is a massive personal achievement. And that goes for all of you, every single graduate that I see sitting out here in front of me. Undergrad, postgrad, part-time, full-time, local or international, well done. I know that many of you completed your studies while overcoming tremendous obstacles along the way. And as far as I'm concerned, that makes you truly inspiring. And your success really is a wonderful accomplishment, worthy of such a large audience here today to support and celebrate with you. Today is all about the joy of education, so I'd like to celebrate it in the RMIT way. I want you to think about it, graduates. No more essays, no more assignments, no more exams. It's all over, and so can everybody join me one more time in giving our graduates a huge round of applause. Let's give them a huge round of applause. You know, we've absolutely loved having you at RMIT Vietnam. You, the students, are the life of our university here, and we're confident that we've given you the knowledge and skills you need to get your career underway. And we wish you every possible success. And I want to give my personal thanks to each and every one of you for being part of RMIT. This is my first year as Vice Chancellor and President of the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology University, and it's meant a tremendous amount to me. As my first year, what's made it so exciting and memorable has been the enthusiasm you all have brought to our campuses here in Vietnam and around the world. It makes RMIT such a joyous place in which to live and learn. It's also been a year in which we've started to reshape the university for the future, as the video you just saw celebrated. I particularly want to thank the students and staff here who took the time to be part of that important process, sharing your experience and knowledge to help us design an even better university for the future. You've left a legacy for all to follow. You know what? I think it's a really exciting time to be alive. The technologies available to you are creating such amazing new career opportunities. The education you have received can now take you anywhere in the world to do what you've always wanted to do, maybe even start your own business, something that we as a university are so very focused on and very proud of. But no matter where you go, or what you do, remember one thing. You will always be part of RMIT. And I want you to remember that and remember it with pride. We're a university with a great history, almost 130 years in fact. 1887, born out of a motto to create skilled hands and a cultivated mind. And the qualification you've earned from us will serve you so very well. But in some ways today, as you've heard from John and others, is just the beginning of your lifelong education journey. In a world of ceaseless change, adaptability is your best friend. It's not just the technical knowledge you've received from us that employers need and the world around you needs, it's your creativity and it's your moral purpose. So put your education to its best use. I'm going to avoid the obvious temptation to hand out lots of boring advice. You know now what you must do. But I will say this: never stop learning, never stop traveling. Never lose the concern for the planet and the people on it that you've displayed in your time with us here at RMIT. And most of all, try to stay edgy. Don't just accept the old ways of doing things, as Tao so elegantly laid out in her remarks. This is of crucial importance because it's your planet now. Your generation has just inherited it, so take care of it. Take much better care of it than my generation did, by staying true to the ideals and dreams that brought you to RMIT in the first place. Having studied at RMIT Vietnam, you are now a member of the university for life. That's what being an alumnus means, being a member. So please don't be a stranger. Please get involved in our alumni networks. You're welcome back anytime as a friend, a student, perhaps one day a mentor, a teacher, or even an employer of a new generation of RMIT Vietnam graduates. So ladies and gentlemen, if I can now ask our graduates to stand. All of the graduates on your feet one last time. Up you get. Big round of applause. Wave at your family. Find them. Give them a wave. Where are they? Look around. Give them a wave. Congratulations. Well done. We're very proud of you, and in just a moment, the celebrations will begin. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this morning as much as I did, and I wish you all the very best for the future. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the removal of the mace and the exit of the academic procession.